Hello, I'm Brent Zeller, founder and creator of Effortless Tennis. I've played organized competitive sports from age 7, taking up tennis at 14, and doing pretty well at competitive tennis for the next 18 years. I began teaching tennis in 1974, and within a short time started recognizing the many negative consequences of throwing students into competition unprepared. In other words, before achieving competence in any of the physical or psychological fundamentals necessary for success. Competition is an advanced aspect of any sport, not something for beginners or people who aren't proficient in the basic skills. We can't run before we learn to crawl. In the early 1980s, I began de-emphasizing competition, finally removing all competition from my program in 1992. I realized that if I was going to help all my students attain their potential, I needed to mentor them in mastering the physical and psychological basics before they started keeping score. Competence before competition. The premature introduction of competition into the learning process is the biggest obstacle to success in competition. The competitive learning model dominates education and unfortunately does more harm than good for the vast majority of people, even the winners. Trying to learn and compete simultaneously limits performance and potential, increases anxiety and tension, and undermines perseverance, self-esteem, confidence, camaraderie, and enjoyment. When I first removed competition from my Effortless Tennis program, I was nervous. Yes, I was confident from what I had learned over the previous 18 years that the premature introduction of competition was the core reason why so few people excel and so many fail in the competitive system. But I understood that I was challenging a completely entrenched educational model that worships competition as sacrosanct, believing it cannot be questioned or improved. After an additional 33 years of research, though, I have the unshakable inner confidence to know that this is the central issue that the educational establishment needs to address. Why do we force people to compete before they have basic skills? Until students can demonstrate competence in both the physical and psychological fundamentals of whatever sport, activity, or subject they are learning, the educational process needs to be competition-free. Once competence is achieved, compete if you want. I guarantee you will be more successful. The exciting news is that it's no longer necessary to have to compete to prove ourselves or achieve our potential. Peak performance can't happen in competition. It's impossible to be or play our best when an opponent is doing everything to prevent that outcome. True peak performance happens beyond competition, where we're working together to achieve our collective potential. I can't be my best unless I'm helping you be your best. A non-competitive learning environment creates a physically and psychologically healthier way to live, learn, and play. If we ever hope to solve the myriad problems facing our world, we need to evolve beyond this us versus them, lower level of consciousness obsession with competition. Education's ultimate purpose is to teach people how to work with each other, to learn to see others as partners, not adversaries and obstacles to our goals. We are an amazing species. It's time to actualize our potential. Everyone has a piece of the puzzle. Thanks for watching,